All right. Fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. I'm a little perturbed. Man, that whole State of the Union thing is like mad crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really. Let first of all, you know, the Donald, he comes in there. he a traditional thing, you hand the speech to the Speaker of the House, and shake their hand, and then you make the speech. So he doesn't even talk to Nancy Pelosi. He doesn't do anything. Doesn't even really kind of acknowledge her or anything like that. And then snubs her handshake. All right. Then in retaliation, she rips the speech up behind him. And I'm like, are y'all in kindergarten or what? These are grown people. And it just makes us look. See, I got a whole different perspective. Like, I don't think that Nancy should have did what she did either. I don't think either one of them. I know everybody's like, everybody's got different opinions, but come on, y'all, grow up. Y'all are grown people. Y'all are adults. I mean, really, for real. And and of course it started with Trump, but Nancy, you took it to the next level too, and so I can't give you a pass on that either. Just ridiculous. And the rest of the world, I mean, that's the only time, like, the whole world, all the leaders in the world are like watching what you're gonna say and what you're gonna do. And then if that's not bad enough, then to top the night off, you give one of the most racist, diabolical, maniacal people in the history of the country, Rush Limbaugh, you give this dude the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Okay, we know he got cancer and all of that, but you don't give this dude the Medal of Freedom. He has done nothing worthy of the Medal of Freedom. I'm sorry. And it's absolutely ridiculous, and there are so many people that just don't realize just how, I mean, this whole conservative talk show movement basically was blown up by him. And he has made numerous racist remarks. Okay. And then, of course, then on top of that, you parade, all these black folks across the stage. I mean, well, not across the stage, but you bring all these black folks to the. I don't even have the words for it. It's just hilarious to me. Black folks, if y'all fall for this, this is the banana in the tailpipe. This is the banana in the tailpipe. General McGee, they had a 100-year-old Tuskegee Airman that they promoted to Brigadier General. And I get that, but he should have got the Medal of Freedom. He should have been the one to get the Medal of Freedom. I mean, he really did something. He actually served the country. Rush Limbaugh has done nothing but divide the country since he's been out there. Don't nobody like Rush Limbaugh except for people like Trump. And his cronies and his boys and all of that. Don't nobody really like Trump or him. It's like, come on, y'all, for real. Be for real. Even the people that support Trump don't really like Trump. You know why they, like I said, I've done this before and I've told y'all the reason why they like Trump is because Trump is like a lackey. He's stupid. And so they use him. They're just using him to get what they want. All the regulations, right? Hey, we cut out all the regulations in business and industry, the environment, everything, and we just run amok. And that's basically what Trump is doing. That's the strategy. And it's not. And what's really funny is it's not even his strategy. It's a white nationalist or what we would call white supremacy strategy. That's all it is. And Trump is the lead racist. he's like out there. It's like, come on, y'all, be for real. Wake up, God. It's like, it's amazing to me. And then, and then it's like he's not even presidential. It's like, come on, have some class, have some dignity, have some character. It's like none of that. Like I always tell people, I was like, like Ronald Reagan was probably the worst president as far as, doing stuff to black people that we ever had. Even when people like try to blame Clinton and Biden for the crime bill, well, the reason why the crime bill was out there in the first place was because what? Because of the whole thing with Reagan. Reagan was the one that ushered in the whole tough on crime and all of that kind of stuff. That was his mantra. That's what he marched on. Tough on crime, start wars with little countries that that have never done anything to us, so we can sell weapons to them. And that's another thing. That's why all this stuff, just like we look at the deficit, how it's going down. The deficit, how it's going up and how it's going down with the deficit is the fact that all of it is being spent on defense spending. Okay, so now, and here, I'm going to give y'all an economics course right quick, while I talk about this. But here's the economics course. What they do is, okay, go out and buy you some stock in some of these companies. So if you don't want to be mad, then play the game. So go buy you some stock in these defense companies. That's what you got to do, because that's the only way you're going to get paid. See, and that's what they do. So all their rich friends go out, they buy stock in the defense companies. All right. Then we pass a big defense spending bill, and all the money goes to us. Why? Because what are we going to do with it? And once again, I go back to my brother D.L. Hughley, who said when he went on a tour over in all the war zones and everything, he was like, you know what? He was like, they dropping these bombs on dirt, or either they not really dropping them at all. All they're doing is building stuff, right, and stockpiling weapons and all this kind of stuff. But guess what? The money and the profits are going back to the stockholders of these big major defense contractors. All right. And then so don't get the game twisted. It's a game. And that's what they do. And it's Rothschild's 101, right? Because they're selling weapons to both sides. How come every time there's like a war or something like that and they find the weapons of mass destruction? How come they're always, just like Paul Mooney said, because they have the receipts. They know the weapons are there because they sold them to them. So that's basically what the world economy, world economics is all about. It's like, okay, we sell weapons to different sides so that they can stay at war or at odds with one another. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off on that tangent, but it just came up. But I'm just saying, y'all, come on, y'all got to grow up. Pelosi and Trump, grow up. And I'm not mad at anybody, but look, here's the thing, and what he didn't talk about is the fact that the country is a lawless country. He's a lawless president. He doesn't, the rule of law means nothing in the United States of America anymore, because he's proven that you can do whatever you want, not go to jail, not suffer any consequences, not pay anybody. You don't have to, technically, if everything starts at the top and rolls downhill, you don't really have to pay taxes. You don't have to disclose your taxes. You don't have to do any of that. And then once again, we go back to what? The tax cut, because now, all of this stuff is starting to come full circle. That's how come the deficit is starting to go up. Why? Because all the money is going to the rich. And basically everybody else can't afford it. Just, seriously, people that are making $100,000 a year are literally at the poverty line. And I was reading an article that said that if the minimum wage was $33 an hour, people would still be poor. Because what that tax, and nobody realized it. And let me say this as well. The Democrats also helped pass that because they're rich too. Don't think they ain't rich. Do not think they're not rich too, because they're, the people that are up there on Capitol Hill, they're rich. Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever they are, they have businesses. They, because most of the time, what is it? It's the people that end up in power are the aristocracy. They're the people that have money. All right. So don't get the game. I don't want y'all to get the game twisted. Please do not get the game twisted. The game is, okay, so now they lower all of their taxes by 30%. So all of that money that would have gone into the federal treasury now is going into the pockets of rich people. And once again, let's bring up my man Ronald Reagan, trickle down economics, which has never worked. It's not gonna, that money is never gonna trickle down to us, guaranteed. It's never ever gonna trickle down. All right. So no matter what people think or what people, believe or whatever, it has never worked. It's been around since the 80s. It's been around for 40 years, 30, 40 years. It has never worked. No money has ever trickled down. and then the funny part about it is like, okay, and here's the other thing. And y'all talk about Bill Clinton, but Bill Clinton has been the only president where it has had an economic program that it actually worked. And then Obama used basically, the same program, and it actually worked. Deficits were low, job creation was up, et cetera, et cetera. But rich folks are greedy. They're just greedy. They just want all the money. So you took rich people and just made them richer. And once again, the comment after the tax bill was signed, and he walks into the country club ballroom or whatever, and the first thing out of Trump's mouth is, "I just made y'all richer." So this president and this administration is about rich people and about rich white people and about rich white business owners. And that's why he's able to get away with impunity to do whatever he wants to do. So unless y'all vote him out, and all these people walking around talking about they're not going to vote, apathy. Once again, my mantra from last time before Trump won, I kept telling y'all, is apathy is not a strategy. Saying I'm not going to vote is not a strategy. That is not a strategy. It's not, because it did work the last time. So what makes you think that all of a sudden it's going to work this time? Because I'm going to tell you, those rich white folks are going to go out and they're going to vote because they want to keep what they got. If y'all want to get something, y'all better vote them out. And especially these senators. Do you realize there are 2 votes. There are 2 seats in the Senate that are basically keeping the entire country down. And then the whole thing about the Electoral College and all of that, and them just stealing elections, that's because we don't participate. And we don't get angry. Everything now is about what? Voter suppression, and all these other things that are going on. So the State of the Union is that the poor are getting poorer, the rich are getting richer, and nobody is doing anything to a lawless president. I mean, we tried to impeach him, but even it's like, you can look as hell. Like look, these senators, they need to be voted out because they refuse. Look, if you refuse to follow the rule of law, if you let somebody get away with murder, and then you expect that the people are supposed to support you again, that's ridiculous. And it's basically the same thing. There are different rules for everybody. Look, basically half the people in Trump's administration have been convicted of crimes. Basically he's been indicted. That's what an impeachment is. He's been indicted, of basically, colluding with the Russians and doing all this stuff. But people don't care. And the other thing is, they have not fixed what was wrong with the fact that they were able to tamper with the elections. So they can still tamper with the elections this time. Because those rich people that are in power, they haven't fixed nothing. They haven't come up with a plan for anything to try to fix what went wrong with the last election. And he still lost by 4 million votes. So that just goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, that that participation and money matter. Money matters, and so does participation in the system. You can't change something outside of the system. You cannot. Apathy is not a strategy. Please register and vote for somebody. Anyway, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. My name is Judson Powell. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons, but best of all, hit the love button.